Okay. Welcome back to Nicholas Comic Corner. Not Nicholas. That's Reincarnated Slime Anime Review, episode number 32. We are here reviewing the newest episode of That's Reincarnated Slime. Do not know exactly what was the reason why this episode couldn't come out last week, but it did not come out last week. It skipped a week. Yes, Crunchyroll occasionally likes doing this for some of their other shows. Like, this is how the only one lately did it. The Misty Academy did it I don't know, 2 weeks ago, where for some reason they skipped a week. They did it for Archdemon's Dilemma. That one skipped a week. Heck, even the two anime that I just reviewed on this past Monday, those episodes were supposed to come out the previous week, and yet they were delayed for no reason. But yeah, Konosuba and Black Butler were not delayed. Yeah, I heard no reports of a delay. As far as I can tell, every single episode came on time. Nothing was delayed for those two shows, which I'm happy for. And did Martial Magic Muscles, did that get delayed? Nope. Did Blue X get delayed? Not really, no. Though it didn't take as long as, let's say, Martial Magic Muscles and Black Butler. At least it take 2 freaking months to release it. But when the dub came out, it did come out weekly. It did not miss a week. For Slime Anime, they love doing this. They even did it for Goblin Slayer recently, where they had to skip a week, and then next week, let's do a double feature. Excuse me, yes. Now, the studio who makes the series, it's not their fault that wasn't released last week. Oh no, it's Crunchyroll's fault. Yep. So, this episode, we are discussing the 61st episode of the series, which we are a little over halfway through season 3 for the show. I would not be surprised to get season 4 confirmed. So, I did look it up. This episode has some pages 85 to basically 105. It's basically the first portion of chapter 2. And also, we adapted the first portion of chapter 3. Here's what happens over the course of this episode. First, we start with the Armed Nation of Dwargal, the Dwarf Nation, where they discuss basically about, Remus' invitation, the fact he's Demon Lord now. It's basically referencing also the events of the previous episodes before this. That's kind of the way what this thing is. It's a catch-up for these other characters. For stuff we already know. It's the reaction to this. And the fact that invitation to go to the Founding Festival. That's it. It's a scene that is roughly about 5 minutes. And then the next portion of the episode, we cut to Elsa's father. Well, Elsa is basically him and the Empress of the Kingdom Blumen, who is a beautiful elf woman who apparently is a relative of his. And he apparently is oblivious to sweet shops. And the fact that everybody knows this. He's a doting father. He loves his daughter, but it's apparently the 2 bodyguards are too stupid to call him and say, hey, your daughter's in town. Yes. He told them, anytime that she comes home, contact him. And, of course, they fail. They also, of course, he give basically his Empress an invitation to the Founding Festival. The fact about the roads, which... Okay, I don't mind this conversation at all. It's perfectly fine for an empress to talk about finances. It's not too much in detail, per se. I mean, he's talking about potentially that he may miss something in negotiations, and possibly that's how their country can basically profit from the road's tolls. And, he may miss that, but he's easy to forget because he's you go to this nation, you basically form a contract with them. And the fact that there's a flashback of her basically being sort of upset with him for negotiating this stuff without her. This all he was there to do was visit his daughter. That's it. And because the fact that now basically he has, now she's actually able to go, she's got to meet Rimuru. Now, in case you're curious though, what is this beautiful woman's name? Lamisa. Yeah, that is her name. She is the Emperor of the Sword Society of Sauron. Yep. I got it. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Excuse me. So apparently, get this. Harold, who is an Archduke, he is the Emperor's uncle. And you're like, really? Oh yeah, really? So like, yeah, and she's upset with her uncle for not telling her that, oh, he went to this awesome nation. Yeah. And after she decides to accept the proposal. Meanwhile, though, we have Rimuru just walking about with Rongard, his pet. And then he hears a conversation. Basically, we see this like little tiny light arguing with a goblin. It's Ramirez with Trini. I'm sure Jamie herself is probably just laughed. Like, I'm sure she saw this like... she probably laughed the fact that her character is holding a 2x4 and covered in vines. Like, oh, we're just setting stuff up here this side of the road. It is so funny. This is a hilarious. This is a comedy scene, which, yes, it was like this in the book too, where. Okay, what's going on here is that Ramirez wants to move to Tempest. At first, basically, she was turned down. And then she's like, nah, we're going to basically come here anyways. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so, yeah, this is by far so hilarious. My gosh, it is so funny. So, like, oh, she knocked out Trini knocked out 2 guards for apparently dared herself because she dared build a small hut. Now, in the book, basically, Gobjar, I think his name is, he was asked to demolish the house, and, of course, they have a conversation with Romulus in the famous meeting room with a long table. And Romulus says, hey, can we build a shelter underneath the Colosseum? That would be interesting, but not exactly a good idea. Because what if basically the powerful leaders, basically of the Tempest, basically use power, and with the shelter, it will cause the Colosseum right in the shelter. So, what if, and of course, basically about possibly building the Colosseum where this area is a camp because we have refugees there. And Robin chimes in, hey, why did I have the move into the labyrinth? That can be set up here, no problem. Because the labyrinth she had before, she sealed up. Yep. Excuse me, yes. So, and of course, they work out the fact with potions, the fact that she can easily transfer them all there, including their houses. But she did mention she has to ask them first before they go there. Which I appreciate her basically recognizing that. She's not going to force people to go down there. She's just going to ask them. Yep. And of course, they can build the Colosseum, no problem. And of course, there's some finance and stuff. Possibly can be paid 2 gold pieces. And that's the episode. It's mostly this episode's bit of finance stuff, but nothing too boring to make a snooze fest. But it is definitely pretty good here. But one thing I've noticed, though, it seems that about after the first couple episodes, they're not doing full chapter adaptations. They're like doing partial. Like in the case of this episode, we adapt like the first portion area of chapter 2. And then we do the first portion of chapter 3. And based on what I can see for the next episode, my guess is we're going to finish chapter 2 and maybe go into the rest of chapter 3. Maybe. Who knows? But I did enjoy this episode, so I'm looking forward to their next episode will air next week. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the dislike button. Next episode, Comic Corner. And then I'm going to rest for a bit, read a couple trades, and then, well, probably, actually, I'm probably going to go straight to Fatal Frame as soon as the Comic Corner. Okay? Next video. Bye.